This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Phantom from NECA Toys. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in a window box packaging, with some really great artwork of the Phantom at the bottom. Turning the box around, we can see a really nice cross-sell of other figures and other characters coming out from this line. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, I finally have this Phantom figure in my collection. I was so stoked about this when I heard about it. I love the Phantom comics. I thought they were so cool. I even love that really cruddy movie that came out back in the day. It was so terrible, but I loved it, man. Billy Zane is the man, and I'm just really stoked to have this. I think it's really cool that NECA's stepping out into this more out there comic book characters, and they're doing that stuff. I think it's really cool. A lot of this is going to be reused parts from, if you have any of those DC figures that they came out with for a bit. Again, I still really wish NECA got the DC license. Oh my god, those things were amazing. But they're utilizing a lot of those same muscular bucks, so it's not a whole lot different. We got things like the little cuffs right here over his wrist and things like that. The belt looks really nice too. I think the head sculpt looks phenomenal. I really dig that. You have a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow in there, which I think looks really nice. The mask, the paint on the lips, all that looks killer, man. So I think they did such a great job. And again, his suit is very simple, just straight up purple. This is not the version with the striped chonies there. So this is the all purple suit. Black boots look really nice. I do love the fact you get the rings on his fingers, so that's really cool. So I love the way those turned out. So yeah, man, this is just a very cool figure. I love the paint here. You do have, it almost looks like, now I can't really tell. I'm pretty sure it's casted in a lighter purple with a darker purple airbrushed over it for the musculature and things like that. So I think it works out really cool, man. I just love their designs. I love the style that they made these bodies. I think they look so good. I'm just very happy the way this looks. Alright, now moving on to the accessories here, we got Zuffy. This is something that I never thought I would ever have in my collection, is a figure of Zuffy. That's amazing, dude. The fact that they even included him in there is really cool. This is just a really oddball character. He's got that Fu Manchu mustache, the yellow blonde He-Man hair, the antenna coming up. They're a little warped, but it's still interesting. I love the fact that he's holding the crystal. I think that's rad. Everything about this is really cool. I will say, this thing has already broken on me. The torso is actually split already. You can see the seam opening right there. So I will not be surprised as I'm reviewing this or going through it, it does not fall apart at me. So I'm gonna try not to mess it up. But it's still really cool. The paint apps look really good. It is articulated. The head can rotate left and right on the body like so. The arms are on ball pegs / hinges. The tail can rotate and hinge. The legs are on ball joints like so, so those move around. I love how even the bottom of the feet are painted, so this looks really cool. And I'm gonna have to glue it because again, it did split at the seam right there, and I'll just show you guys right now. Look at this. Look at this. Yep, straight out of the package. Didn't even do nothing. I picked them up and boom, split on me. And it doesn't look like anything's broken. It just looks like it's not glued enough, so that's a plus. And I do have some really nice glue I could brush on there and glue it back together, but it's still disappointing to see that. This is just one of those things, man, especially with NECA. The QC isn't all that great, but again, luckily nothing's broken where I can just glue them back together and he'll be fine. So his other accessories that we do get his blaster here, which I think looks so good. So you can fit that in the trigger finger hand that this figure does come with. And that blue on the gun, it is this really interesting deep metallic blue. If you can see that, it is just a very interesting color. I think it looks so good, man, especially when you hit it in the light. I mean, you can see how it's just really deep blue. That is a very, very cool color. I think it looks really, really good. So again, I like that a lot. We do get a blast effect here. little small one like that you can put on there to make it look like he's actually shooting, so that's really cool, so I dig that. We also do have a larger blast effect you can plug on like so, and then you can see how it's just this long laser blast shooting off like that, and you'll see pictures of all this stuff later, but I think that's super cool, man, so I love that a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off here. I'm gonna take this off like so as well. And I'll be very careful with this because, as you can see here, there's already paint chipping from the joints and the pegs. That is a very common thing when it comes to NECA. So again, just be wary of that. That is going to happen. So nothing much we can really do about that. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in this hand like so. If I can get that. I'm always so scared this stuff's gonna break. But as you can see, this one does have a hole right there where the ring would be. This one actually does have a effect you can plug into there and make it look like you're shooting out a laser blast. They did the same thing, I believe, with the Green Lantern figure that they made, utilizing that same thing with the hole and the same laser peg like that. So that works out really good, dude. So I think that's really cool. You can take that off again. And then you can see again the paint is just flaking off like crazy right there, so just be very careful. Or if you want, just plug in a simple straight up hand like this, so you can have the dual ring fingers like so, if you want to do something like that. So that's all the accessories we do get. I think it's really cool the amount of stuff that we got. I think it's so rad, dude. Again, with the exception of the paint chipping off whenever you interchange the hands, you can see the purple showing through right there. That's a little disappointing. And the same thing with like the ankle right here. The ankle is already coming off. The paint's coming off right there. You can see this one. You can see the paint a little more on there. This is more predominant, but I could already see it chipping right there too. You can see a little bit of purple peeking out. So, oh man, I wish they would have just made those pegs cast it in black instead of painting them, because I don't know what it is, man. Again, the QC issues with NECA's a lot. They make great stuff, but they do have some serious issues. But again, the accessories themselves work out. Oh, they're phenomenal. I think they're so much fun. And again, that Zuffy figure, even though mine is split, he's fixable, and I think he's just really cool. Now moving on to the articulation here. Now, one thing like everybody says, and what I had to do too, you're gonna have to heat this thing up. Now, my favorite trick is to hold this figure under hot water, running hot water, not in a bowl, not with a heat gun or a blow dryer. None of that stuff works as good as running it under hot water. So again, just do that. It's NECA. Again, QC issues. You're going to want to do it. You're going to have to do it because this whole thing was very sensitive, with the exception of the head. I had to do it for every single joint of this entire thing. It was nuts. Anyways, head's on ball joint, rolls around, rotates left and right, up and down, very good, and a wobble side to side. Arms going full 360, up and out, rotation at the bicep. We got double jointed elbows that bend that far, so that works really good. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. So right there, we get an ab crunch. The crunch is forward. Oh, I'm so scared to do this sometimes. And back that much. I'm so terrified. Rotation at the waist. Hip joints that kick. Oh my god! Like, and now this stiffened up a lot, so this one's a lot easier to kick forward up that far. This one, not going as much anymore. I'm about to run that in hot water again. Rotation and upper thigh. We got double jointed knees that work out very nicely. A rotation at the boot. Ankles go up, down. Freaking sweet ankle rocker. And we do get articulation and pedals at the bottom. So overall, man, I think this is a cool figure. I'm very excited for more of those characters. I'm really excited to see what else they're going to be giving us. And NECA says they have a lot coming down the road when it comes to stuff like this, these like more comic book type characters and just things we never thought they would actually make. You know, they're really departing themselves from things like the Predator and Aliens and stuff, so they're really expanding, which I do love. And again, even with its QC issues, I still enjoy it. I think this is a great Phantom figure, and in my opinion, a definite must get. So for a quick size comparison, here is the Phantom standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and McFarlane Batman figure. Also for comparison, here is the Phantom standing next to a NECA Batman figure. And just for fun, here is Zuffy standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Phantom. Now, overall, I think it's super dope that we're getting this character from NECA. I love that we're getting this whole new superhero type line, especially since we didn't get DC like I was personally hoping. So this is still pretty cool that we're getting new characters from NECA, which I think is awesome. The sculpting is really good. I love the paint apps, they're really nice and clean, and I really dig all the accessories that we're getting here. And hey, we even got a Zuffy. That's pretty cool. Now, of course, my biggest issue is going to be the QC. The paint chips on some of the joints there. Zuffy came split right out of the packaging, and for us collectors, when that happens right out of the box, that moment is heartbreaking, and you just gasp for air, and it really sucks. But luckily mine's fixable, so that's okay. The articulation works very well, but of course I had to heat up this entire figure with the exception of the head to actually do anything. So again, that's always kind of scary, so just be very careful. And again, use running hot water. In my experience, that's the best way to do it. But still, this is a badass piece, man. I love everything about him. It's just really cool getting a dope Phantom figure, and I love this, and I cannot wait to get more characters from this line and more awesome action figures from NECA. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.